Tilt your screen up like so you can see your face. There you go. Now you just lost the blue.
Yeah. As soon as I mention the Virgin Mary, Jesus Christ, Chris Bledsoe, you know, I talk about the real deep stuff that definitely starts to activate some things in me, some DNA. And then you could see the shift. I'll go from white to reddish to warm.
There's blue right now.
Right when I said the warm.
Yeah.
That's literally it. It comes right out of me.
Maybe it's an om. Oh.
Yeah, we ohm a lot in my group at Albany. And that people said they see me morphing when I ohm. Which, yeah, I don't discredit or doubt anything with what people are seeing in me. Wow. Now that my words are slightly off, I noticed that. Slightly off when I'm speaking. It's like the time changes sometimes too, Michael, when I talk about this stuff. It's like there's no time. That quantum theory, the quantum intent right there, bang, there you go. Look at that.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
The quantum theory, the quantum entanglement. Edgar Mitchell. There's no doubt I haven't seen him, but I know that I am connecting with him on some level with this stuff in whatever form he's in now.
Sure, why not? I mean, he's definitely, you know, all your friends and Ray Hernandez and all that stuff. He's around. He's probably you know, wanting to contact, say, hey, I'm doing all right on this side. Let's get it going.
Yeah, the amount of contact and how inspirational he's been to me throughout this whole period. And Ray, the bond that I have with him, talking to Ray about all this stuff, the people at Free, they're on the right path. The way Free is going about this, I'm right there with them. That is right where I'm going. I feel that they hit it right on the head. Grant Cameron, research-wise, what he's talking about, that to me is the truth. I could feel it. I feel that in me. When Grant speaks, I could actually vibrate and feel that he's speaking the truth. And then Ray Hernandez, when he speaks about Free and gives a talk, that to me comes right out. Boom. I feel it like in my soul starts to tingle. I can feel the energy around me and start to literally almost come out of me. I don't know if it's in another form or it's just part of me, but this is what was happening with Desta. I was talking to her and I was getting really blue, almost to the point where I was black. It was such a dark blue. And she could see it. She saw it on her end. Sometimes the light above me will change. You know, sometimes my skin will look a little funny. It'll look blue. My neck or whatever. Sometimes everything will light up blue when I talk like that. Have you ever heard of that before, of anyone changing color?
Not on demand like this. I mean, if people change color, you know, when you're like doing healing work or something like that, then, but that's more of their aura. So, and that has to be set up with the right light and, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But not just hanging out talking on a computer.
Yeah, it's just literally talking about it now. See, I'm just talking about it. Oh, something comes out of me. You know, to speak up, keep speaking up, and encourage people to get this out. You know, you could find the good in all of us. I feel that we're all created good, and then it's a choice. Do you want to choose to do something with your energy that's positive and bring out that positivity, or are you going to go the other route and stay in the negativity and the anger and the frustration? Which we all have to go through that at some point to get to where we're going. It's the path. You know what I mean? You have to know bad in order to know what's good and what you want to stay with. You know, that's my experience. I just don't entertain that stuff. You know, I have no room for that today. I don't associate with people like that. I stick with people like yourself and people that are on my path. We get each other. We see it, you know, from a different light, you know, and to me, it's all love. The word God is not a person. It is that thing in you, in the pit of your stomach, when you have to question, should or I shouldn't do this? Is this right or wrong? That love feeling glowing in you, That's God, I feel.
I'm Mike Harrell from the Free Disclosure Gift Project, and today we're going to talk to Andrew Raz. He's out of Brooklyn and in New York, and he has had an amazing life. And he has an amazing life as a fireman, but also he's had experiences with ETs, with CE5, Steven Greer, and with the spirit world. And so he wants to kind of give an overview and talk about some of his profound experiences. Plus, his CE5 experiences have been going on since I think he was saying, what did you say, 2012?
2011, I met Dr. Steven Greer. Yeah.
2011. So he's been, and that's still going on. He's got and so we're going to try to share some pictures and a whole lot of stories about the interdimensional world, the psychic world, the world of your dead relatives, ETs, and the messages that are they're actually very close to us.
Yes.
We're not separate. We're not separate in any way. So Andrew, why don't you start off way back with that nice story that you told about your mother saying that you remembered a past
Sure.
life.
A few months ago, with all of this happening and coming to light, more and more people, more relatives around me are starting to explore the psychic world, the spirit world, possibility we're not alone. A few months ago, my mother had said to me, she said, Andrew, when you were 4, you had said to me, Mommy, I drowned and I had died once already and I went to heaven and I was with Jesus Christ and it was okay. I was fine. I was with him. I died previously to this life. So that would be considered a past life. And I told her this one time about that one event and I did not bring it up again. But with all of these things happening in my life, I think it's important to share this with people as far as past lives, that I feel now there's definitely something to that with the angelic encounters that I still have to this day. So that was at that age. And then the next experience that I can remember consciously, no regressions. I've never done a past life regression or anything. I could just tell you what I've experienced in 3D reality. That's my story right now. That's all I have. 1999, I was in the U.S. Coast Guard military, serving our country. And we were patrolling down in the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean area, exactly where. I don't know the exact location. Sometimes we go on missions that we don't disclose where we are for safety reasons. So we'll just leave it at that. But we were down sailing and patrolling. And I was the night watchman, and my job was to be on top of the boat, and I would do a perimeter scan with these giant regular night vision goggles, and then we had these enormous regular binoculars, and then with the naked eye too, we would do a perimeter scan about every 5-6 minutes just to see if there was anything, a plane, a boat, or anything that looked out of the ordinary that we should bring up. So while I was scanning, I looked up in the sky only with the night vision goggles, about 20 degrees down from the zenith, so the 0 point at the top, about 20 degrees down. From the night vision, I saw a white illuminated object, and about 15 degrees off of that, I saw another one. And they were just moving together, not side by side. They were slightly staggered from each other like that, okay? And I called down and let the officer on deck know that I have an object. I'm not sure what it is, but it's showing up. They had nothing on their radar. The officer came up, and then next thing I know, there are about 20 officers that are upstairs and other guys on the boat with me. It was 72 men on our boat. There's about 20 of us, though, now, all looking up at this object. I'm looking through night vision. Then I would look with just my regular eyes. Now it was coming into sight with my regular eyes. So at first it was just night vision, then now at my regular eyes. So about 15 minutes into this, I see the two objects are now getting very close to each other. and they actually, when they come together, they touched almost as they were forming into one solid object, into one solid circle. When they touched and came together, they vanished. They didn't shoot in any direction, up, down, nothing. They came together, and when they came together, gone. So I looked at the guys around me. I was a 19-year-old kid. I looked at the guys around me and said, what the heck was that? And nobody knew. Even the officers, we were like, I have no idea. I've never seen anything like that. I can tell you this, being in the military, if they're doing a military exercise, they have to notify us that they're doing an exercise, because when a plane or a boat goes by the front of a Coast Guard cutter, if you do not identify yourself, we could shoot you, and we will, because that is a threat to our safety. This is 1999, pre-9/11. We did not mess around in those days. If there was a possible threat, especially in a close situation or something like that, we would defend ourselves if we had to. Now, luckily, with this craft or whatever it was, at the time I didn't know. I think now, looking back, it was some sort of advanced technology. I can say it was not the military, because they have to let us know. If they were doing a secret test and they did that and they put our lives in jeopardy like that, that would be insane. To put the 72 guys on that boat, our lives at stake, knowing that we could shoot at them and vice versa. That, from what I know, my experience, that doesn't happen. When it's military, they just give us the heads up. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And the way that these two things vanished when they touched, there's no way that a human could be in that sort of craft. Your insides would explode out if it moved that fast. That was unbelievable. So that was 1999. That kind of opened a door a little bit, we'll just say that. And I was open-minded to, yeah, maybe there's more to this life than just us here. That example was a face-to-face experience I had with this craft, these two craft, that, wow, if I'm seeing it like this, I consider that a legit resource. I experienced it. It's not a story. It really happened. And there were 20 witnesses.
Yeah, most of them officers.
And most of the officers. The next day, no one spoke of it. One, because I don't think they had an answer for us. They really didn't want to debrief us. It was, nothing was said. And I just said, all right, well, whatever. I just went about my business and my life, and okay, it's all good. So then in 2006, I get on the New York City Fire Department. I still am an active firefighter now for about 12 years. Love it. Greatest job in the world. Greatest guys in the world and gals. Awesome, awesome people. We do anything for each other. And we hear and see a lot of things in New York City. We see a lot of crazy stuff. We hear a lot of crazy stuff. So I'm very skeptical of things. I'm open-minded, but I am skeptical unless there's evidence. I want to see it, feel it, touch it, experience it. If I don't, then I can't tell you. I don't spread rumors about things. I only tell you what I experience, hands-on. And I like to grab proof if I can. So I heard of this guy, Dr. Steven Greer, and I heard that supposedly he could show people how to make contact with extraterrestrials, non-human intelligence. I said, okay, I'm skeptical, but let's see. This guy claims that you could fly out to the desert in California, and through meditation, he'll show you how to make contact, and these beings will just appear. I wasn't believing it at first, but I said, let me give it a shot. So I flew out to California, spent a week in the desert with him and about 30 of us total team members. And the first night we got there, nothing happened. We're in the desert. Here I am, made it all the way out to Borrego Springs, California. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a scam. There's nothing going on. Or is this my energy? Am I the one that brought this energy to the rest of the group? And now we're not going to have any sightings. So I'm like, oh man, should I go home? Should I leave the group? So that was the first night. I get back to the hotel room on the first night. And at about 2 o'clock in the morning, I get up to use the bathroom. I lay back down and I look about 10 feet ahead of me on the white wall. I see a green, round, flashing light, like a camera flash. And it's just lighting, just flashing. So I wake up my spouse at the time, Alexandra. I said, Alex, do you see that? She goes, yeah, what is that? I said, let me go to the wall and see if I can touch it or cover it up or see what it is. I'm thinking maybe it's a smoke detector or some sort of reflection of something. I go to the wall. Now it's gone. So I stay there for a few minutes. I'm like, all right, I guess maybe it just was a smoke detector. It's gone. As soon as I sit back down in bed, the thing reappears, flash. Then it moves down the wall about 3 to 4 feet. We're both seeing this. We're both aware. It's about 2:30 now, 3 o'clock in the morning, till the sun came up at 7 something in the morning. That object stayed there and flashed about every 20 to 30 seconds. So me and her thought, well, maybe it's an orb. I've never seen one, not like this. I had the one experience in the desert with, with the Coast Guard of something. But now, fast forward, I'm in the desert in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, this could be an orb, but what is an orb? I don't even know because I haven't seen one like this. So the sun comes up, the thing is gone now. I go back to Steven Greer in the group, and in the morning he goes, so did anyone have any encounters in the hotel room last night? I said, what, is this guy watching me? I said, yeah. And I explained to him what happened. And he said, well, what do you think it was? I said, it felt like that was just the orb, and there was like a mothership outside, and they sent something to like check us out. I don't know. That's what it feels like, but I don't have enough experience doing this. I don't want to just, enter into the land of make-believe, because that's what I'm thinking.
Projection. You don't want to project.
It's my first time. So I'm like, I want to do this the right way. From that moment on, it was nonstop contact. We talked about it in the room there. Broad daylight with the 30 of us there in the room. We were in this big living room during the day. I was starting to see some sparkles, some white sparkles, some goldish sparkles. Still, I've never seen any of this stuff like this before. So I'm still skeptical. Maybe the guy has a sparkler in the corner. Maybe he's messing with this. I don't know. All I know is I'm open. So let's get more proof. Well, we have a Hollywood actor that comes out. The guy's name is Thomas Jane. And I'm only saying this because he has come out openly now and talked about this. There's no secret with him. The man that does the voiceover in the film Sirius shows up at our group and spends the week with us. Now, he was a very quiet guy. He found a liking to me, and we connected. And the experience I had with this green light, Thomas had some sort of similar experience. Once again, that's his story. I'm not here to share his story, but we just connected. So I knew that I was not alone with experiencing things like this. So that to me was like a validation of, wow, this guy's an actor. He's pretty famous, and he's talking to me about experiences. Okay, cool. You got my attention. We go back to the group, and we're at night, and the rest of the week was fascinating. I have photos from that week. One night, I remember we were having an encounter with these beings, and we had a magnetometer, which would make noises, okay? If we were around some beings and we wanted to ask them a question, they would respond on like the magnetometer. 2 beeps, a beep beep would mean yes. 3 beeps, beep 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 would mean no.
Wow.
I'm sitting in a chair one night, Michael, and I swear, I'm my wife at the time, Alexandra's on one side, and next to me on the other side, there's no one sitting there. I felt a tap on my right arm, and I look at my wife. I go, Alex, did you just touch me like on the other side? Or she goes, no. I go, I think something touched me, but there's no one next to me. So I shared with the group. I said, I think something just touched me, and the magnetometer beeped twice, meaning yes, beep beep. Somebody took a photo at that time too. I have the photo. There's a blue orb sitting in my lap. This is all new to me. This is all new stuff. I couldn't see the orb like this right now. There was a lot of stuff going on around us. I didn't see that actual orb in my lap, but there is it in the photo. There's proof of it.
Yeah, this guy James Gillian from that study thing, he has photos of people out there in the field being contacted, and then these orbs would be like sitting in their chest or close to them. I mean, that's the real deal.
Oh yeah. And one night we were having an amazing download experience with these beings. And Steven was telling us that there was an ET for each one of us in this room. There was like 20, 30 of us together. He said each person is going to get paired up with an ET, kind of like a guardian. They're going to look out for you. I had, like I said, never experienced this before, and whatever, we'll just see where the future takes me. And I was very open to it. Well, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're near the desert and we see a coyote walking. So we're in the middle of nowhere. We didn't see it walk or come down from anywhere. We just see this coyote. Someone records it walking by, and the thing is, whatever, goes away. The next day, we review the videotape. There's no coyote in the video at all. Nothing.
Wow.
So I had heard that beings, or ETs, extraterrestrials, non-human intelligence, can shapeshift and take the form of animals or something else for, one, maybe safety. I know that over the years, everyone says, oh, I'd love to see a being. I'd love to see a creature. I'd love to see an angel. Let me tell you something. I've been face to face with them, which we'll get to. When it actually happens, you don't know what's going to happen and how you're going to react until it happens. And you may not be ready for
And
it.
you may not even know until a few minutes after it happened that that's what it was.
Exactly. I had no idea at that point that I was seeing a coyote or a being. I just saw an animal, but I found out, well, if it wasn't there, it was something otherworldly that I've never seen before. I come back to New York City after the week with Steven Greer, and I hook up with a group in Albany, the Northeast CE5. Some of the people had met Steven Greer prior, and we were a contact group. There's probably a couple hundred people in the group, but we get together once a month on a Saturday, probably about 20 or 30 of us on average. We sit, we meditate, and we make contact. That's where this really started to open up for me, okay? I was up there, and I was going through a tough time in my life around 2012, and I remember one night sitting in the circle meditating, and I see these purple droplets like Tic Tacs come down from the ceiling, just literally dropping, floating in the sky. I had my eyes open during the meditation. I see them coming and going into my chest, and I'm sitting down like Indian style on the ground, and they're coming in, maybe about a dozen of them. Now we're meditating and we're being quiet in the room, so I can't say to anyone, hey, do you see this? Although I would have loved to have someone to get a validation from, because I want to make sure that people are seeing and experiencing whatever it is so we could help each other. I see these droplets come out of me now, about a dozen of them. They come out and they go back up into the sky. Since that day, Michael, I see these purple lights every single day of my life. Sometimes I'll see them and they'll be 6-foot round balls, like a giant beach ball. Sometimes they'll be triangles. Sometimes they'll be little sparkles. Sometimes they'll be in people. But I see this purple energy, aura, whatever you want to call it. I just got used to it. It didn't bother me. It didn't freak me out. I was like, all right, whatever. I don't know what it is, but I never even really looked into it. I kind of just let it be and kind of let it hang out by me. Well, my skills, my psychic abilities started to really enhance. I don't know if you can see on the screen, but I'm seeing on my end, the screen on my end at least, sometimes it's changing color. It is getting darker, bluish, or purple. Just pay attention.
Saw that. I saw you, but I thought that was to do with the sun going in and out a little bit. But
It's not.
definitely was like, it's getting in the afternoon. So, but yeah, I saw you changing more colors than I am. Of course, I got artificial lights on me. So
Yeah, there's the regular sun coming in, but it's not shifting. It hasn't shifted yet. This is what happened to me on an interview I did with Desta a couple weeks ago. So just want to give you a heads up. If you see anything, hey, let me know. It might be something. You never know. So my psychic abilities started to enhance. My contact started to get more intense from just seeing sparkles to some craft. Now I was seeing them lower on the ground. At this point, I had not seen any beings. I was just seeing energy. I would see like auras around people, like different colored lights around me, or there'll be like a purple or a blue haze around people, kind of like an outline. Sometimes I would see like a white figurine literally lifting off of someone, kind of what people would say like as a guardian angel or something else. But I just got so used to this stuff because I was doing contact work that it was like, cool, whatever it is, it's comfortable here. Let it stay here. It's fine. It's not bothering me. If anything, it was just a very warm, comforting feeling. So this ties into this, okay?
oh, yeah, you just turned kind of purple there for a second.
Yeah, I've been told that as I talk about this.
I'd have to go back and review it and
Yeah, definitely.
compare the light
That,
behind you, right? Because that's what I saw in you. Maybe we should just talk about that a little bit when
yeah, absolutely.
where you turn blue.
There's so much to.
Let me put one of those photos up. And this is when you were talking to Grant Cameron's.
Yeah.
You're talking to Grant Cameron's
Assistant.
about an interview, right?
Yep.
And let me just do a share screen here.
Yeah, sure.
This is one of the first ones, but you have like about a dozen of these, so I'll just go through them really fast.
Sure.
And here, this is what I was looking at. Reason why I was talking about that is to see your face blue, and then to see the room behind you not blue. And here's another one when they're, you know, let's see if it is. This one is the whole thing went out of whack. Were you taking photos with your camera, with your cell phone?
Yeah, I was chatting on, and we just started taking photos with our iPhones of the computer screen, just so we would have more evidence of whatever.
And that's the same computer you're using now.
Same computer.
Yeah. And there it is with I don't know what those little specks are.
Yeah, look at this. This is
under yellow light. There it is, sort of like in a regular light, but your face is turning a little bit blue.
Go back one photo where I want to show you that white photo where I'm white. Next,
this
right
one?
there. Yeah. If you look on the by my right eye, there's an orange thing. See that little orange circle?
Don't really see it. Oh,
okay. On the bottom left of the on the middle
somewhere?
Right there. Yeah, go to the left with your arrow. Go to the left, that little orange thing. See the little orange circle? All the way. This way. Keep going.
Oh, this little thing.
Yes. See that?
Yeah.
That appeared. I have a 2-minute video that I will send you. As I'm talking to Desta, that whatever it is comes rising up into the picture and back down. We don't know what it is.
Looks a little bit like a dragon back.
I don't know. But if you look at my photo, that photo there, even though my face is white, you'll see some other photos. Next to my head is like a very bright white, almost like an aura or a double. You'll see
this looks like this light is bouncing off the wall, but I don't think it would be.
Right, exactly.
Because in another photo, see this light up here and that one there? But that's what your face is blue here.
Exactly. So, and that bright white energy light, which is.
And there you're kind of blue, but still you're blue, but the room is not blue. So if you had a blue light, like just flashing on you, then then this is ridiculously blue, you know?
Yeah. If you
and here the room changes color.
I mean, look at the ceiling.
The ceiling changes color.
It's not even the same. Like, doesn't look like the same ceiling.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. This whole series of photos, and here the room is, your face is getting more flesh tone, but the room itself is off, is skewed.
I've been told as I talk more about this that, and I've seen too, things will open up, portals will open up around me. And as you see, even right now, I just saw the room change color above my head. It's changing color. It's fun. It's the energy. It's working the energy. When I talk about this, it starts to activate things internally and obviously externally as well. The proof is the proof. So at least we have this. We're seeing it. We're both seeing it on both ends. Right there, it's starting to change. And that's what happened with Desta. We chatted for 4 hours, and it was incredible. I've never turned blue, though, before on a video, but it happened that day. I'll tell you that.
Well, we talked, you and I talked for at least a half hour before, and and you were pretty much, it's just a regular video. But then the more we talked, the more the room, it kind of would shift. And sometimes that happens when a cloud comes over the sun. But looks like your room's flickering now. So
yeah, you'll see that, and that's the ceiling too, right behind me. As I talk more and more about the psychic, non-human intelligence, extraterrestrial, interdimensional stuff, that's when the phenomena, it just starts happening around me. Wherever I am, people have told me, some PhDs have told me I have an antenna. Maybe the antenna. Is that an understatement? I don't know. I've been told that too. There's definitely something going on around me though, all the time. It's just a matter of tapping into it or not. And right there, I just saw a change too. So to get back into the story, which is so important to this. So I'm
Well,
up with my Albany contact team.
Hold on a second.
Sure.
I also want to say that your voice
Uh-huh.
is going in and out of sync, and my voice is going in and out of sync.
Yeah.
In other words, when I talk, the sound doesn't match my lips, and some of that has to do with the internet speed. But well, look there, you just changed again. Everything went bright again. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. So if you hear the sounds not syncing up, and then they go back into sync, that's something else to pay attention to.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that. I know this might sound bizarre, but really there is nothing bizarre anymore. At night, when I turn the lights off, if I'm in the bathroom looking at a mirror or even a mirror in my bedroom here, I'll look at my face. The room's totally black. My face will turn that color. It's hard to tell because it's dark, and I've tried to take pictures. I can't even get it on my camera, but my face will be dark bluish or black, and I could see one eye of mine is like white. I don't know what it is. I thought maybe it was something with the night reflection or the real darkness in the room, but now seeing that on film, me turning blue, that's what I see at night when the lights are out in the mirror. So it's comforting. Nothing's felt threatening or intrusive. Luckily, all of my experiences have all been positive. I know that I'm working with positive vibrational entities. I call them angels. People call them whatever they want. That's just my experience. But that's my understanding is what I am interacting with are angelic type beings or angelic light beings, whatever. But it's been all good. I don't know if you had any more blue shots you wanted to show.
But that was pretty much all of them.
Okay, good.
I ran through them really quick because,
Cool.
you know, people can go to your page and look at what they want. Just to give you some collaboration, there's two people that I've talked to in the last month or so. One is Georgiana DiCarlo and the other one is Brian Bland. And Brian Bland got this message that, this blue energy is coming to Earth now, and it's like a Christ consciousness, uplifting energy. And
really?
Georgiana DiCarlo's had the same message, and a few other people are saying that this is like a new something about this particular time. The energy is shifting to a higher level. So you're not the Lone Ranger out there. A lot of people who take pictures of orbs, and and then there's this huge blue thing there, and so. Wow. So again, it's like you can take photographs like close to the sun and away from the sun, but there is that stuff going on. You're not the only one that's experiencing. Although you're the first person I ever saw who's optically your skin turns blue. Like, why would your skin turn blue and not the rest of the room? That's
I've seen people with everything turns blue in the room, their skin and everything, but this is just my skin, nothing else.
You just went purple and then green. That's interesting.
Yeah. Hey, who knows?
Who knows? It doesn't bother me. I mean,
Yeah, I look okay here. Like I'm looking at myself. I don't see anything, but for some reason on this, it appears in different colors. I could see it now changing too, but it's just the norm. My whole 4 hours with Desta Barnaby talking to her, I was turning blue every 20 seconds. I mean, and you saw how dark that was.
Yeah, and not only just one color blue, it was every shade of blue from almost none to like really blue.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I definitely, I'll feel my energy or my vibration increasing, but nothing out of the ordinary or over the top where I feel like I'm going to burst or nothing like that. It's my normal vocabulary and enthusiasm, how I speak about this.
That was what I was saying, that friend of mine, Mike, who I just did an interview with, when he went up to a craft and was looking at his own body was blue. It was like a 7 feet tall blue being. So there's a lot of blue beings out there, and who knows if maybe they're looking out for you, or they're in between, letting you know they're here or something like that.
Yeah, I've been told, people told me the blue avians, possibly could be one, or they're around me, or, if they're going to show themselves, great. I was able to.
They're only one. I think the Arcturians are blue, and
Oh, really?
there are people in the Syrian family that are blue. So
Really?
then you got all those Hindu guys, all those Hindu guys, which I think were a race of blue people that were masters, and they were like Krishna and all that kind of stuff.
The medicine Buddha, I believe, was blue as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, hey, it's possible. Anything's possible, right? I mean, I'm just trying to stay open and find my truth as I go, and document and share whatever I'm experiencing with people. That's the key, because when I talk about it, then I find more people. I know I'm not the only one, and more of us need to speak up about the truth. That's all it is, the truth. No reason to keep it a secret or be ashamed of it. It is what it is.
I think I'm really glad, and I'm really excited and glad to talk to you about this, because people just need to be saturated in the fact that you have spirits close to us, we have angels close to us, we have ETs close to us, we have relatives that have passed on that are close to us, we have living people who are connected to us who can be close to us invisibly, and this is just a basic fundamental part of life, and people who are bilocation. Somebody's over there and they're here at the same time, or they're up in the craft and they're down here at the same time. That bilocation thing that we talked about earlier.
Oh yeah,
is kind of a fundamental part of reality.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Yeah, I agree. That's great. Do you want me to resume from where I left off?
Yeah. You sort of went from the CE5, which I
sure.
throw out there that
So,
like I said, I used to poke a little fun at Steven Greer's sort of like this Messiah complex, and yet his CE5 protocols, the lessons that he taught, are kind of around the world, and there's literally thousands of people who are out there once a month or twice a month having experiences.
Yes, because of him. I met the group in Albany, and we are tighter than ever. I share them on my Facebook page, High Strangers in Brooklyn. I share on there my contact group in Albany. We're always open to having new members, anyone in the Northeast area, or visitors, people that would like to come and make contact for a night or stay longer than that. Let us know. It is amazing, the experiences, the angelic encounters that we have there. Phenomenal. And it's at an all-time high, because as we raise our vibration, they come down and meet us. That's my experience. The beings, the angels, they come and meet us in the middle, and we can show the newcomer what it's like, where we're going. And we're in a great spot. It's run by a lady, Dr. Marilyn Gawak, and she is phenomenal. She's a PhD psychologist, very, very gifted individual. She channels a being. His name is Zazar, and I believe he is from the planet Sirius. Yep, she channels him right there in the group. He'll talk to us. Her voice changes, the whole nine. We do a weekly meditation with him, and he's been very helpful with me the last few months, especially with expressing all this and getting this out finally. Because I have years of experiences. I just never talked about them because I didn't have the correct platform to do that. But now with the internet and the access we have, it's time. The time is right now, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Now, my story ties in the extraterrestrial contact to spirit work and psychic work, which what happened for me was I had the honor and still have the honor of communicating with my family that has crossed over into spirit form. Even animals of mine, my dog, my best friend, Odie, he crossed over, and in spirit form, he will come back to me. I have photos that I've posted, and will post more, of him in spirit form, his apparition, his outline. I know it's him, one, because I am psychic and I can feel his energy. I know when it's him, but having the photos is amazing too, to show people this is what it looks like.
Well, I don't have the photos of the dog, but I do have that. Maybe you can segue into the story.
Yes.
About your ex-wife or your future wife.
Yeah, I'm getting right there. So around 2012, I went through a tough time in my life, and I met a evidential medium by the name of Robert Hansen. I've been training with him since 2012 now. Because when I met him, he did a reading for me, and then he told me that I had this ability to connect with source and be a medium. And I said, I'm not a medium. I'm a New York City firefighter. I'm not a psychic, but okay, whatever. Let me see if you could show me how to interpret what they're trying to tell me. And I started going on the weekends, sitting around random strangers that I've never met before, and I would tell them what I would see around them. I've been doing this now since 2012. So we're going on 6, 7 years, around that time that I've met these strangers, and they're telling me, you're right on the money. I've read other psychics, other people in this field, people in my contact field. I've read hundreds of people now. So what is happening is I'm connecting these people with their relatives, okay? And the relatives in spirit form, or even animals or close friends, they are all connected with these angels. They are all together in the afterlife. The proof is I'm able to connect people with their relatives, or I'm able to connect with these angels or these non-human intelligence or these animals in spirit form. It's just tapping into the different thing. A lot of people would say, well, I'm just a psychic, or I'm just a Reiki master, or I'm just a Qigong master. I don't agree with just limiting it to one thing. To me, the approach that the free organization has, that it's all together, it's all the same phenomena, it's all together. We are separating it by saying, I'm just a Reiki master. Well, why don't you try tapping into some other things? And my experience has been, I'm able to tap into many different things. That purple light that I saw, the little purple tic-tac lights that was just around me for all these years, Michael, that I see around me, I have been able to take that energy and put it into people to heal them. I'm tapping into the qi, Q-I, qi, like qigong. That's what the Chinese call qi. It's just the energy, the life force around us. I realize that I'm able to tap into that and put it into people that are sick, or are cancer patients, or who have health issues, or somebody that is just healthy that wants to put that into them, because we all can heal ourselves. My main purpose is to show people how they can take care of and heal themselves. They don't need me. I can show them what was shown to me, but once they learn how to do this, they can just do it on their own. And that's what I've been doing myself, is I do my own work. I also do work with people, because obviously more than one is greater, and you have more cohesion, and it's a beautiful experience to experience this with other people. But ultimately, you can do this by yourself. You can heal yourself of illness. I've seen it done in stage 4 cancer patients that heal themselves. So to get into the photo that we're going to share right now, I started doing this psychic work. I've been doing it over the years, and I eventually met a lovely lady who I ended up marrying, who her mother was coming through in spirit form. Okay. And I had channeled her mother for about 1.5 years. On August 21st of this year, 2017, the day of the eclipse, I was in Rockaway Beach with this girl I was married to for about 1 year. We separated, but this girl that I was married to, Janine, we were in Rockaway Beach, and my friend Alex Gussman was in New York City. Okay. He was taking photos of the sky using a method called bending light. I share the website on my page, bentlights.com. Okay. He takes photos and he just posts the real photos online. It's a camera. You take a picture literally through a bottle of water, and then you have a flat white or black surface, and it picks up the energies around us of spirit form, of humans, animals, entities, non-human intelligence. He has been doing this for years. I have done the experiment personally with him, and now we are able to get photographs of spirits of people that we know or we are connected to right now on Earth, meaning a relative. So I was married to this girl, Janine. Her mother's soul was coming through to me, okay? When I was doing a psychic reading with Janine, her mother would communicate through me, using me as the medium. Her mother also was coming through in a photograph. So you see on the left, there's a woman. It looks like a little bit of a fuzzy picture. A woman holding something in the right hand, wearing a blue dress. You see her right arm. You see her skin on her chest. She's smiling. You see her teeth, her face, and then the hair coming back. And then next to her, okay? We found a photo from about 2 years when she was alive prior, 2 years ago, and we put them side by side and showed her mother was coming through on August 21st through my friend taking a bent light photo, who we weren't even with the guy. The guy doesn't know my ex-wife's mother, okay? He never met her. I never even met her here physically. She passed away already, but her mother was coming through in spirit form, okay, through the medium, which was the camera and the bottle of water. It's just a medium. I'm a medium, a bottle of water, a camera, anything can be a medium. It's just a device used to transmit information. So we were transmitting the mother's information. So this to me was photographic proof that spirits do stay around. I could channel and I could read people all day, no problem. But I like having photos and videos of my contact experience and of people that are around me, because it gives someone an extra sense of comfort to see, wow, that's my mother, or that's my brother, or that's my dog coming through in a photo. So I know they're around me. I see that photo, you either know it and believe it or you don't. I'm not out here to convince anyone that is a doubter or to be cynical. There's nothing I could do to convince anyone. I'm not here to convince anyone. But somebody that's on the fence and skeptical and wants to question and push the envelope like I did, that's who I try to reach out to, because there's hope that the person will find their truth, whatever that is. Everyone has to find their own path. But tying in the psychic work, which that's a good example of it, and then the contact work with the ETs, it's taken me to a whole nother level. And something that has amplified this for me over the years is very stressful situations in life. When I have lost somebody close to me in a death or gone through a tough time in life, I lost my whole home to Hurricane Sandy in 2012. The more stress I had in my life, the more contact I would experience, the higher levels of contact, the way that these beings would show themselves to me would just increase after every really stressful situation for some reason. And now they're at the...
How did you get so blue, man? You're blue again. I mean, you know, seriously blue. And now you're kind of light blue. What do you look like on your own screen?
I gotta blow it up. It's really small right now.
Let me try this here.
Okay.
I'm recording it, and that's red. What the hell's going on here? I'm recording this now because I didn't know. I don't know if that a little bit later you wouldn't be turning blue again.
Mm-hmm.
We got that part anyway.
I just closed the window to see maybe that would take away that weird blueness or whatever. I don't know.
I don't have any. Why don't you turn on the overhead light? You got the
Sure.
overhead light?
Yeah, that's what I was doing last week too.
And then that'll yeah. Holy mackerel! Now your whole room went green.
Yeah, I just saw a couple of orbs around me here in the room. I mean, I see that normally, but a lot of people don't. But there's some orbs around me right now. That's normal.
Well, it's still got the voice out of sync. I don't know what that's all about. I think it might be my internet connection is slow, so that sucks because it's nice to have the voice matched up.
Yeah. My voice was changing as well too when I spoke to Desta. When I'm looking at my computer right now, there's a picture of you, and then there's oh yeah, something's changing.
See that? Put your finger up there, and it's going green. And like I said, when you were out of the room, where did you go? Did you go in the kitchen?
I just went to the bathroom. And came back.
Look, do me a favor. Why don't you just walk out of the room? Since this is like I'm recording this, but why don't you walk out of the room, go to the kitchen, you know, and then come back. And I want to see if it's just your computer, it shouldn't do it when it should do the same kind of flickering when you're not there.
Yep.
Okay, so now Andrew's out of the room. Blow it up a little bit. this looks pretty steady to me. There's no flickering. There's a little flicker right there.
No. Alrighty.
It was pretty much steady the whole time you're gone, and now it's starting to flicker again and change colors.
Wow. When I look at the little box I'm in right here at the top of the screen, my whole computer now, I see a purple outline, like a laser around my end. But that's normal for me. I see the purple.
What do you see on the screen? It should be you and me side by side. Is that what you got?
I see you're big, and then there's a little box of me. I didn't do a side by side.
Yeah, we'll go up to the very top right hand corner and see what says speaker view, and click on what says speaker view, or that little it's a little icon up there. And it should show us side by side.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm good now. We're side by side.
Yeah. Is your light actually flickering? This is the wildest thing I've ever seen.
I know. It's I don't know what's going on, but it's fine. Electricity is fine here. Nothing. But I see a hole now. Oh yeah, it's on now. I could feel and see like a purple aura.
Yeah, and you're going from burgundy red to blue, then back to sort of like a greenish tint, and then back to normal.
Yeah, the light turns green at times, like a greenish haze. That's what was going on with Desta. I'm glad somebody else is seeing this besides me.
We got one good clip of 15, 20 seconds of you were as blue as when you were talking to him.
Wow. Yeah, something's going on. They like that I talk about this stuff, I'll tell you that. Oh yeah, the whole thing's green. I could see a yellowish outline on the ceiling. This is wild.
It's like all of a sudden the conversation just got like
I know. Yeah. Interesting. Even my voice will change as the conversation goes. Very interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really sure what holy mackerel, now you're almost dark again.
Wow.
You're running on an Apple laptop, right?
This is a brand new what is it? The Microsoft, the Pro, whatever.
Oh, you got a Microsoft Pro, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's brand new. I just got it like 2 weeks ago. It's immaculate. There's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah, and your picture's running better than mine. That's in like.
Yeah, I have no problems on my end.
This is 720p, which is pretty much high definition.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this thing records in. So.
Yeah. Yep. So.
And then when you walked out of the room, everything was steady. Look at this, man. And I mean, in terms of the walls, because now the walls are changing color too. See, so like they're flickering and.
I got to get pictures of this. Can you record on your? You could record, right?
I've been recording. We're recording now.
Good. Excellent. No, because I like that proof of this.
So this is two different interviews that you've done or talks you've done where this happened.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on. Wow. Record that.
And this kind of threw me right off track because I completely forgot what we were talking about.
No,
you're talking about this big a big shift from being a normal person to being psychic and the CE5.
Yep. No, I remember exactly.
And the interconnectedness of all of the spirit world, the angelic world, the ET world, and the people who are not in body, the dead people. How that's all really connected.
Yes. So it's
and you're experiencing all that.
Yeah, the colors too. What we're seeing right now, the colors are going to get more intense usually as I keep talking about this. So we'll just be ready for anything. I could see stuff moving on the ceiling now. I see green and yellow things moving around on my end, at least. Like I see it on the computer screen. I see a lot of things with my naked eye too, so it's hard to tell when I tell someone, "Hey, I'm seeing this." Most of the time, you can't, but you're getting a glimpse now. This is good. This is excellent. You're getting a glimpse of what it's really like on my end. So my face is definitely changing colors. I could see that. Wow, interesting. Um,
No, you got like kind of like a burgundy red, bluish red.
that's not my normal color, I swear.
No, no, it's completely different from when we first started.
I bet.
Of course, you had the sunlight then, but even so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're facing the afternoon sun coming through the screen, your window there, right? You're actually facing the window. That's why you got so much light on your face.
Yeah, I put the shades up now, just so there was nothing coming in through. I wanted to see if there was a difference, but I guess it's the same thing. It doesn't. The sunlight's not affecting it. It's the same.
Well, some people will say it's going. Some people are going to say it's your computer, but I'm not really sure that's. Who knows?
Yeah, I throw it in with everything else I'm experiencing, and it is what it is. So.
It's like that's one of the most common things from people who've had near-death experience and the people who've had a lot of contact in their life, and from psychics, is that their energy interferes with
Electronics.
electrical stuff, light bulbs and street lights and all kind of stuff.
Interesting. Wow. So yeah, just to resume, because we might as well get back to that, so that how I'm tying in everything and what I'm trying to, educate people on what my experience was. I'm doing the psychic work. I train every Saturday with that psychic, Robert Hansen. I still do to this day. So I was doing the psychic work. He does not have anything to do with any of the extraterrestrial stuff. That's just not his experience. But psychic wise, yes, we connect we're both clear channel mediums. We sit with random strangers. We read them, and I'm able to connect them with their loved ones, relatives, pets, whatever around them. The psychic work in conjunction with that, and then seeing this energy around me, I started practicing Qigong. Through Qigong, I'm able to take the purple energy that I see around me and put it into people to help heal them from anything from cancer to Parkinson's to ALS, anything. If someone's open to receiving it, it works that much more efficient. If you're fighting it, saying this isn't going to work, I don't even waste my time with those people because there's nothing I can do for you. Doesn't matter if it did work, you're not going to believe me. But someone that's open and trying, I've seen quadriplegics who walk now and who are Qigong teachers. Miracles. Guy Joe Pinella out in California, the guy was paralyzed, could barely move, did Qigong every day, worked with the energy around us, the Qi, the Reiki, whatever you want to call it, and healed himself. Amazing. So, like I said, I was married to this lovely girl, Janine. Her mother's soul was coming through. And then other people too. I would meet people, and I started to be able to, and I still can, I can see if someone currently has an illness like cancer or something wrong with the area of the body, the souls of their family will show, they'll circle, literally put like a red circle around a breast or an area of the body. The girl I was married to, Janine, when we met, we were dating for like a month or two, and I said, Janine, your mother is telling me that you need to go to the doctor. You need to get like a sonogram. I'm seeing that medical test done. There's a test you can get. It's like a head-to-toe sonogram. They give it to firefighters to see if we have cancers or any blood clots or anything in our bodies. It's by a company called Vascular Diagnostics. They had a flyer up for it in the firehouse. I was at work, and Janine's mother, who's in that photo, her soul was coming through to me in spirit form and circling that advertisement. I knew it wasn't for me because I had just gotten the test done. I was fine. So I told Janine, go get the test done. Your mom wants you to get that looked at. She didn't. She didn't get the test done, and I just left it alone and said, hey, if she doesn't want to do it, that's up to her. It's not my business. If she doesn't want to do it, whatever. Well, 2 months later, she's like, Andrew, I feel a lump under my arm, stage 3 breast cancer spreading through her body. So I think her mother was trying to give me a heads up to what she currently sees, because my understanding is the souls can see things internally that maybe we're not aware of if we're not really in tune with our own bodies. So her Janine's aunt, when I met her as well, when I first met Janine, I said, "You have an aunt. Her name begins with an N, the letter N." She said, "Yes." I said, "What's wrong with her breast?" And she goes, "Nothing." I said, "Her chest, something in this area. What's wrong? Does she have a breathing problem or a chest problem?" She goes, "No." I just met Janine. This is our first date. The next day, she calls me and she goes, "Andrew, my Aunt Natasha just found out she has stage 2 breast cancer." Now, I did not meet her or her family, nothing. I didn't know anything about them, but I was seeing around her the energy of her mother's soul, and she was pointing to a part of the body, and they kind of like basically play out a movie for me. They show me images, and then I relay that to the people. What I'm seeing, what their family is showing me through images. That's the ability that I have. There are many other abilities out there. This is just what I have been able to tap into. I expanded this into doing more and more intense psychic work, contact work. What I did was I was going through a very rough time with my ex-wife, Janine, being sick. I remember sitting at the firehouse and saying, "I want more contact tonight." Like, I see the orbs and I see the craft, but I wanted like an interaction. I wanted something more intense. I was just really stressed out and I needed something to like lift me up, basically. And I believe in the CE5 contact work. So I said, let me try. I've heard when you're going through health things or traumatic things, if you reach out to the entities of the non-human intelligences, they will assist. So I figured, why not? That night, I got woken up out of my sleep. There were 4 7-foot tall white glowing things that stood for hours about 10 feet from my bed. They were standing there. I thought they were souls at first, like people that crossed. I thought maybe this is a soul of a guy in 9/11 that died. I don't know. So I just sat there and let them stay there. And I said to them, "It's okay, guys." And they were looking at each other and they just turned and looked at me. And then they looked back at each other. They didn't say anything. Then we had telepathic communication. They told me that they are what we would refer to as angels from the Old Testament.
That's pretty cool. That's definitely cool. That's part of my family group too. I have memories of being in that realm, in that soul group. Yeah.
Wow.
But
Wow.
there's all kind of hierarchies, so it's sort of like there's all kind of levels of those guys. I was at
And
the bottom, needless to say.
yeah, oh yeah. And what's amazing is seeing them. I go, where have I seen these beings? I know I've seen them before. And what I found out was, whoa, my buddy that takes the bent light photos, he had photographed these beings, the exact beings that came to me
Wow.
that night. Oh yes. And then the next night, another set of beings came to visit me again. One had an elongated white head. I'm going to post those photos now. I have the photos of them, of these beings that came to visit me. Okay, I did not take these photos myself, these first 2. However, on September the 11th this year, 9/11, 2017, this is what I'm writing a book on. I got woken up, and it literally shot out of my sleep, Michael, and something in me said, "Look forward." I just literally could hear it, and I looked, and I saw 2, what people would refer to as grays. I don't even call them that because my encounters were angelic. I saw 2 angelic type light beings standing there about 15 feet away from me. They stayed with me for 4 hours until the sun came up. I have a 12-minute video recorded of an interaction with them, and I have about 20-something photos of them. Those photos and that video, I'm saving that for my book. But I have them, and I will show them to people face to face. but I'm not putting them on the internet or anything yet. That is very sacred to me. It's a very special encounter and what happened.
That's not like that's enough to convince you. You know, I mean, it's like it's not like a little glimpse or like a twinkle. You know,
No,
4 hours
no.
of, and that's 4 hours of feeling. There's energy flowing back and forth, of some kind of knowing coming in of what's up, and it all could be nonverbal. Plus, you had mind speak, which is telepathy. When you hear the word inside your head and it sounds like it's outside your head, but you know it's inside your head, that's like real clear, the real clear telepathy. Because there's all different kinds of that too. There's some kind of telepathy where you get the feeling and then you interpret the feeling, or you get a little vision and you interpret the vision. But when it's words spoken in your head, that's like, you know,
Oh
that's
yeah.
like as clear telepathy as you can get.
Yes, and that's a very sacred day. That's, 9/11 is a huge day being a firefighter. And what I also came to find out was through further analyzing the photos and the video of the interaction with them, I've sat down with a couple filmmakers that I know personally and just showed them the video. We have found in the photos and videos multiple faces, multiple apparitions. It wasn't just, I thought they were just two beings there standing looking at me. There were actually a few full figured, everything, arms, legs, you see that everything. And a numerous amount of smaller, just like little, I would say, balls of energy, and even like mini faces of things that look non-human or non-human intelligence type things to human looking things in spirit form. These were all in spirit form. However, it's very interesting. If we were looking like this, the way we were looking around us, I wouldn't have seen them. The reason I saw them was I took a brown pillowcase. Okay, I had that hanging over a window. I had a little like 2x2 sliding window where light would come in. I had a pillowcase hanging over that. You saw through the pillowcase, you could see the beings, which is where I recorded the video from. You're looking through the pillowcase, which is like, people called it scrying. If you look in the Bible, there's a term called scrying. They would take crystals, or like the bending light where they take the bottle of water. So I had this window with literally like a black pillowcase over it. Through that, I saw all this stuff. I kind of happened by accident. I didn't intently do this, Michael. I just put the black pillowcase to block the light coming out into where I was sleeping. And by that, you see all of this phenomena around. It is.
So you're saying the light filtered through the black of the pillowcase just enough for it to make patterns, that you could see the patterns of what was coming through the other side.
Oh yeah, you see a full head to toe. This is not just like like even the bent light photo of my ex-mother-in-law. Not even that. This is like, I'm talking to you. You're just behind the window that you could see. Oh, there's something there.
Oh,
However,
but was the actual being shape, was it on the face of the pillowcase, or did you see like 3-dimensional behind it and into like another?
it was 10 feet behind the window, and if I took the pillowcase and moved it, nothing is there. I put the pillowcase right back, and you see the two grays, or two, whatever they are, beings, angels, right there. They just stood there. They didn't say anything. They don't have mouths. You could see them, though. You could see the features in them and everything. It is out of this world. I'd love to see you. Well, I'm going to come down to Miami in the next few months. So when I see you, come drop by, or wherever you are, we'll meet up. I want to show you this. I only show people face to face. It's very sensitive. It's a very sensitive day for us. I respect it. I don't want that out anywhere until I'm ready and I have everything written and it comes out the way I want it to come out. But it is a true encounter that's very important to share with people. They were showing me the oneness, the connectedness of, it might look like that. It might look different. It might not look like what you're expecting an angel would look like, or a fairy, or, a beautiful blonde being's going to come to you. It's not like that. I do volunteer work, Michael, as well, for people that have special needs, children that have muscular dystrophy. I'm very accepting for anyone and anything. I don't judge whatever you've gone through, you've gone through. I'm a very accepting person. And over time, these angels, these beings that I've communicated with, told me that they have been sending various types of beings and different looking beings. If you notice my photos, none of them are the same every night. It's like different stuff. There's so many different color looking things and shapes because they sensed in me and they felt in me and they've told me that I'm very accepting. It doesn't matter what comes to me, I'm accepting of whatever it is, which I think is the message to get to everyone.
Well, that reminds me, that's a good message to get to everyone. That reminds me of an experience that I had, which, have you ever been to like one of those buffets, like a Chinese buffet or like those big buffets where they have all this different kind of food and it's like 2 or 3 of these things and you go around with a plate and fill it? Well, I've actually had that kind of an experience where these beings kept coming to me. Like some of them were planets, and then there was different animals, and then there was different ETs and angels and all this. And it was like being after being was just like coming through, saying, "We're here, we're part of the game," you know.
Wow.
And basically everything in the universe is conscious, and every planet, every rock, every tree, every star being, angelic realms, ethereal, all this kind of stuff is all right here, real close and available. I think that's a great message that it's all happening, and you can contact almost anything and
Yes.
anybody, anywhere, anytime, and they can contact you. So that's pretty.
I'm gonna
Affirming in a way.
I just posted this one photo. I want you to show this. This is a real photo that I did take with my own camera. Okay, this is a
Is it going to be in high strangeness?
yes, I'll put it on there. I'll show you. I want you to look at this and you pop this right up. I'll explain it later in high strangeness, but the encounter that I had looking through that pillowcase, there are a couple photos that were out already in regards to this situation. So I don't mind sharing these, but there's a ton of.
Okay. Let me see if I can't bring this up. This looks like the pillowcase one. You got about 4 of them there.
Yep, I just posted 4.
Okay, so let's screen share this.
Yeah, I discussed this on Grant Cameron's show the other day. So
okay, what are we looking at here? Is this the black pillowcase with a light on it?
Well, no, the pillowcase is just up, right? It's over the window, so you're not seeing the pillowcase itself. This is what was on the other side. I took this photo, and the pillowcase is up. You're looking through the window. This is about 10 feet back. There were two of these beings standing there. See the face, the eyes? There's no mouth.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Yep.
This is the eye.
Yep, that's an eye, and that's another. Yep.
And kind of a nose here.
Yep.
The nose is here.
No mouth.
That here might be a mouth or a chin. You don't really.
Yeah. Well, where I would think the mouth would be, I don't see anything, but yeah, there's like a chin.
Well, for me, I kind of see that it would be down here.
Okay.
But then again, I don't have the greatest second sight. I have a lot of friends who are in the Sasquatch, and the Sasquatch have been teaching those people for a year or two how to have second sight. So they see all this kind of stuff. But this is pretty obvious.
Yeah, and the other photos too, I just did a lightened version of it just so you could see light what it looks like.
Okay, here's a little bit lighter.
That's it, just lighter. You actually, if you look at his face, there's 2 faces in that face. Where his right eye is, the right eye is actually, yes, that's actually a set of lips for another face that's in there.
Is this the nose part there?
There you go. And the eyes are up. Yep, the slits. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was seeing in this one that this one here, this could be a right eye and a left eye up here.
Yep.
And something going on. So, yeah, it's like, but that's the way it is when you're talking about interdimensional.
Exactly.
Is even in orbs, people see light, people see faces in orbs.
Yep.
And there's all kind of beings in there. There's beings in the air. There's beings in the water.
Oh
There's
yeah.
in between. There's beings that are there are beings that are in light and in darkness. It's just pretty amazing. But that's pretty profound. And this is what you're seeing. The
This
type of seeing
this
you
is
have.
what I took a picture through the glass window, 10 feet behind it. Were two beings. You see them head to toe when I have the video and other pictures. They are head to toe. They're wearing like black suits, but you could see the arms, you could see the neck, the facial features. When you close up, you could see it even better, but you see it from afar. And there's a 12-minute video I have of it's every angle, close, far. I go up, I move the black pillowcase just to show you what's there, and you see nothing. I drop the pillowcase, and the two beings are right there, just like they were before. So it is mind-blowing. I've shown it to a couple filmmakers, one friend that works for Warner Brothers and a couple other buddies that I know, 20, 30 filmmakers. And they said to me, they said, Andy, I've never seen anything like this before. This is outstanding. So I've been trying to find the right filmmaker, of course, to really analyze this. And I'm putting it down on paper as far as a book, and then possibly one day a documentary or a movie when I finally meet the right person that I trust with this information and how to get it out. I'm going to be very careful how it gets out, but it's genuine. It is what it is. The photos and videos are what they are.
It's compelling. There's no question about it. I have a friend that I want to do an interview with. Let's see if I can find her here. What did I just do? Her name's Patricia Corey.
Okay.
She just finished writing a book on I forget who it is. I think it's the Syrians. But the Syrians came to her and gave her all this kind of technical information about how the crafts move and stuff like that. And she's written about 7 books or something, and or 9 books. But Arcturius told her to write what do you call it? A script for a movie script.
Wow.
And so, her being a writer, she had to go and relearn how to do all that. So she might be an interesting contact because
Yeah, definitely.
Because she's like tuned in there. I mean, she's been having these guys in terms of channel. She's a clear channel, and basically they just come to her and she's writing all these books, and a lot of it is really wild information. So maybe you could hook up with some people like that because this going from life experience into a book and then into a movie. And what's good about yours is like if you don't have any of this dark stuff, you don't have like demons trying to bite your
Oh no, thank
short
God.
hair or anything, you know.
I want no part of that. I
It's
mean,
all been pretty positive. The other thing I wanted to throw in here, I don't know how much longer we want to talk, but the other thing I want to throw in here is I'm part of the Friends of the Free, Dr. Andrew Mitchell
oh yes.
for research in extraterrestrial encounters. And their whole thing is consciousness. And one of the things that they found out during their survey, one of the chief indicators of things to look for was when you start having experiences, is how does your life change? And from what you've been talking about, your life has profoundly changed from just being a normal person on this planet to so much interconnectedness, love and knowingness and abilities and healing abilities and caring for the planet. That's how you know something's the real deal, because this kind of stuff can't happen to you and you not change. You change.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. The perception. I feel terrible when I hear about people having negative experiences or demonic. That's awful. That's just not something I've ever experienced. I have heard though that just, like when your mom tells you when you're growing up, be careful who you hang out with. Well, there's some truth to that. I know people that have been with people that have had some negative experiences. Next thing you know, people hanging out with them are having negative experiences. So I don't know if there's a way to cleanse yourself or do a chakra cleansing, whatever it is. I recommend people clean house. Once I cleaned house,
You
and
say
that was,
clean house. You say clean house, which is what I'm into. And as soon as you said clean house, you went blue. Then you said clean house again. When I said clean house, you went blue too.
yeah, I see it
So
too now.
I
Yeah.
think there's an emphasis on that. And
Yes.
that's one of the things. Like I said, I have 30 or 40 videos about healing and evolving the emotional body. And what it really comes down to is that your emotional body stands out, your energy body stands out 6 feet away from you.
Right.
And like you were talking about these people with arthritis or with cancer or
Yep.
inflammation, that stuff is in your energy body
Mhm.
first, as beings, as ideas, as beliefs or traumas from the past or wounds. And when you can saturate your energy body with new energy,
Yep.
then that changes it in the energetic realm, and which is
Yes.
connected to the internal of your body. So that's why this kind of psychic healing works, and shamanic healing, psychic healing, vibrational healing, color healing, toning healing, all that kind of stuff. A reason why that works is because you're vibrating the discord, which is in your biofield, and when that's discord in your biofield, which holds the pattern for your body, when
Yes.
that's clear, then your body will just naturally heal itself. And
Exactly.
that's another great message that needs to get out there is if
Yes.
we accumulate stuff from the past and past lives and this life, and that stuff's just sitting there vibrating in our energy body, and if it's bad, then it'll make you sick, and it can be clean. And
Yeah.
you can either go to a spiritualist or to a healer, or to people do vibrational healing, or any of those kind of modalities will work,
Yeah.
and especially if you understand how it works. And that's, I think, is another great message, is that this healing, all these kind of healing modalities are doing the same thing. They're changing the energy that is around you, which holds the pattern for your health and longevity and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think, it's interesting because
Blue again.
as I've gone into that, right, I'm getting bluer and bluer, which is the key. People will try to fix everything around them. That they'll go to this new healer, this new this. They'll try all these crazy things, but they're not really looking at themselves. I heard a quote by Rumi: "You are the mirror and the reflection." That is so true, because you're looking at something or someone, but it's looking right back at you, and you got to go inside, really dig down, clean out that garbage that's in all of us. We're humans. We've had experiences, but go in and clean out, really trust yourself. And once that junk comes out, one, you'll be stronger and more solid and feel more grounded and more comfortable in your own skin. But like I said, as I've experienced more and more trauma and stressful, horrible things in my life, people around me getting sick, dying, whatever it was, the more that happened, the more my psychic abilities got intense, and things would just literally come out of me, and I was more grounded, and the contact now is like that. It is literally, I'm Michael, I used to sit and meditate for hours. That's how the way I was broken in. Steven Greer, they tell you to sit, meditate, and if you can do it for hours, that's great to raise your vibration. A few months ago, I tried an experiment. No time meditating. I just got out of the car and I said, let me try to connect right now, just like Edgar Mitchell did the experiment from when he was up on the moon and he had people on the ground. He did the experiment with the cards, with the symbols on them. He wanted to do the ESP experiment, and he connected in 4 seconds down to the ground. I got out of my car and said, I'm going to do the same thing he did. I got out. I literally closed the door. By the time I went to look up in the sky, it was like 3 or 4 seconds. I just said in my head, okay, come, show me something. Bang, there was a craft right there. It shot off. It was going. I was running and snapping photos of this. I was in Vermont taking pictures, and I literally said out loud, yo, stop, bro. Just like I would say to a friend running around, yo, bro, stop. Like I would say to a New Yorker, yo, stop, bro. This craft stopped, and it looked like a regular planet. I took a bunch of photos, and then I went inside. 10 minutes later, I had to run to the store to get something. I come back with milk. I get out of the car. Same thing. In 4 seconds, I connected. Craft going the other way. and I have photos of it, a little video of it. Now, every time now, I do not even have to meditate. I just get out and connect like that. I'm telling you, just look up, it's there. So there is something to that. I believe that there's no separation with this. I was trying to figure out the whole quantum entanglement, the quantum physics, the hologram. That's very complicated for a lot of people. So I'm trying to come about and show it to people in a very simple way without getting too much into the science aspect. You lose a lot of people when you get into too much science. But basically, I simplified it and just said, let's try it. And now I'm definitely at a certain place, vibrational wise and spiritually. But for me, it's just instant connection now. I've been told from other very gifted psychic people that I have a direct line communication to the commander of the fleet that I'm communicating with.
Oh, that's cool. Listen, I want to throw this out here, which I think is also really, really worth taking a note of, and that is all the stuff that we've been talking about this whole talk is 4D stuff. Is like there's no question that everybody's awakening, the energy of the planet's rising, the sun, all the planets, everything's buzzing, and we're going to go into 4D, and this is what 4D looks like. It is that connectedness, that downloads, that is being able to either move or see into other dimensions. We're still going to be just like we are now, but we're going to be closer to you than we are to just a regular person. And that's what it is. You're going to be able to have a connection to your grandparents or to a master or to the angels. You'll have these connections, but you'll still be just like we are now. And I think that's where we're going. And it's, so and part of us are in it now. People like you and me, and there's lots of other people, the Sasquatch people and the ET people and the people who are into the angels and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
The channels, because like I remember back in the 70s and the 80s, there was like only a handful of channels in the world, but now everybody who's a life coach is also a channeler or a healer or a Reiki master or they're doing some kind of energy work or past life regressions, and that's all 4D stuff.
I don't even like when people ask me, what are you? Or you're a medium, you're a contactee. I don't even like putting a word on it. I am Andrew. I'm Andrew Raz. That's all. Put whatever word you want on it.
The new normal. That's what I'm getting
at. Yeah. There's nothing. I can't even describe it in a word. I just say oneness. What am I? I'm a person just like you, just like anyone. We are all in this together. That's what I feel, at least. And we all have to work together.
There is a fundamental unity of all things. And there's a fundamental love of all things, too. That there's is like you want to help people, and there's football stadiums full of spirits on the other side that want to help you help other people, or want to help you or heal you or whatever. It's pretty amazingly heartfelt, the whole thing, when you actually step back and look at it.
On Christmas night, I had an aircraft carrier size ship, city, whatever you want to call it, right outside of where I live. I posted pictures of it. The thing is enormous. And literally, you can see beings, multi-different colored beings coming out of it, craft coming out of it, faces coming out of it, all sorts of phenomena. They literally were coming like to see me. I looked out and they were coming down. I'm like, oh my God, I have photos of it. You could see things like sprinkling down from the zenith, whatever, coming right down to the beach in Cony Island. I go, this is beautiful. This isn't religion. It's got nothing to do with religion. Stop. It's too close-minded, that stuff. I know there's a greater purpose. We're all, souls. We're in this shell right now. And the proof is, look at the phenomena going around. There's too much evidence that I have for it to be anything else except real. It is what it is. And I want to share it with people. I want more people to come experience this with me. If anyone's in the area or they're visiting, reach out to me. I'll come show you. Or if I'm visiting you, I've done this all over the world. I've traveled the world making contact. It's wherever you go, you can make contact. Your family, your friends, the beings, they're always around us, I feel.
Yeah, this whole thing about the 3D is like one of the messages that the Syrians are given now is that 3D is not going to be like what you think it is. 3D is when we go into the fourth dimension. When we go into the fourth dimension, what we're really going to do is spend the whole time in that dimension clearing out our energy body and clearing up the mess that's in the world,
Yes.
the mess on the planet, because the planet's going to go into 4D, the sun's going into 4D, everything's going into 4D, and that's going to be a time of healing and releasing and cleaning and purification and stuff. Nobody's going to the fifth dimension, because you can't take all the stuff that you got, 900 lifetimes of trauma. You're not going to take that stuff into the fifth dimension.
No.
Although some people are going to go in and out of that. Some people are already going in and out of that. But in terms of the whole planet,
yeah.
Well, I don't know. We could go on and on, but maybe we should end it now.
Yeah, we'll continue another time. No problem, man.
Yeah.
No problem. Excellent.
Yeah.
So I have the webpage, the Hi Strangest in Brooklyn. If anyone's looking or they want to check out some of my photos or what I'm up to, I'll always post there, and I feel free to reach out to me, message me, any feedback. We're all in this together, and hopefully by me talking to you about this, hopefully one person out there right now is going to speak up and share their experience and feel a little more comfortable about it.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny thing that's been going on, because I've been doing this for about a year now, and a lot of people have incorporated their 4D experiences into their life to such a degree that it's not even worth mentioning it. You know what I mean? It's just part of their life. So they don't have that contrast between, I'm a normal person, but now I'm seeing spirits, or I'm a normal person, but oh my God, I'm going on craft. That's all gone. That's just a normal part of their life. Yeah, I'm an Arcturian, or I'm a Syrian, or or I'm a walk-in, or I have contact with the ancients of the past. It's just normal to them now. So there's not like a big drive to talk about their story like you would think that there would be. But actually, this has been going on for most people's lives. So
yeah,
we're adjusted to it now.
There's more of us out there, and there's going to be more rising to the top, which with this whole disclosure or soft disclosure you see on TV, they're also, the people that are behind this, they're also paying attention to see, who else is going to come out? Who else can we get info from? Because they're getting all the info they can get, because they have no clue. Just when those bigwigs think they have this figured out, boom, somebody comes into the scene like me, and they're like, what the heck is going on? So they're getting information, believe me, from all of us, but I have nothing to hide. I don't care who knows. There's no secret. It's happening right out in the open,
No secrets, and that's what the elite are like, scrambling around trying to figure stuff out, because we're coming to a point where there is going to be no more secrets.
No.
If you're doing dirt, it's going to be obvious to everybody, and you can't hide it from. So, but also there's love. I want to end it with love. There's so much love and cooperation and care that people have.
Yes.
That's what's going to end up winning the day.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Call it done.
Thank you, Mike.